What's going on, movie lovers? We are going to be talking about the new Netflix movie, Bright. I just got done watching it, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a review on it. And, if you like it, leave a like. If not, well, go check out the movie and let me know what you think. Then let's go talk about it. Guys, this stars Will Smith. And I was a little like, this is going to be a badass movie. It looks kind of I don't know. It looked kind of crazy, but it looks really cool. And the best way I know how to describe this movie, is if you're a fan of Will Smith. First off, if you're a fan of his movies, definitely go check it out. If you've seen the movies Training Day, Bad Boys, as well as Suicide Squad, and the Sahara Chronicles, then it's a mixture of all those things into this movie. And that's the best way I know how to describe it, because this movie was really good. Basically, what it was is Will Smith played a cop named Ward, and he was partners with an orc named Jakovsky, and it was really like a diverse community. And what was really interesting was that has had to do with fairies, with orcs, which was sort of like orcs in a way, and you had elves, and then you had of course humans, and it was really interesting because throughout the entire movie you're like trying to figure out like what is all these different things. It's like like what exactly is going on. And a lot like my entire thought process was like, okay, like what's the backstory on this? And basically what the backstory is that Will Smith, his character, gets shot, and then he goes back to work months later. And his partner, that is an orc that nobody else wants to work with, and they're being very racist towards him. He's the only one on the police force. Everybody else is like, I don't want to work with him. He's this. And not even his own kind likes him. So he's kind of he's screwed no matter what, by humans or by his own kind. And every time when he tries to make a good decision, no one wants to really work with him. And Will Smith blames him for his accent. And he's like, okay, how the guy got, how the orc get away? And throughout the entire movie, it's like, okay, do you got my back? Are you a cop first, and are you an orc second? And it really goes through this entire world of different things that you really see throughout the film that, is really they really put a lot of what's going on in the world as well as into this fantasy. And what it is that if you are a bright, and what a bright is like a sorcerer, and if you hold on to a wand, then you can do anything. And they basically stumble upon a bright, which is a young elf woman, and they have to protect her from orcs and gangs and elves that are trying to kill her. And then they're going through, because basically their own cops, his own sergeant turns on them and basically tells him to kill your partner, and then you'll be free. The world gets what they want, and we get what we want. And Will Smith does not do that. He takes his partners back, and he actually goes throughout the entire movie trying to trust him, and so does his own partner. So it really, throughout the entire story, was really of, do you trust me, and do you got my back, and how the hell do we survive this night when we have gangs coming after us, we have our own cops coming after us. I think we murdered cops, as well as we have elves, and we have the FBI on us. Like, they had all these people on them, and they were actually just trying to do the right thing. They were like, because if anybody gets a hold of this wand, they're able to do anything, like literally anything. They're able to make any kind of wish. They're able to, make money. They're able to be able to do anything, and be able to like change the past, and be able to make money, and be able to be a millionaire or whatever. Because Will Smith's character was so far in debt that he was trying to sell his house, and that he was really just trying to be a street, be a good cop. And he was actually really hardcore in this movie. He really reminded me of his character in Suicide Squad, and it was a really interesting film to see that, because he was like really hardcore. Like, there was like a lot of like badass moments. Like, he tells like one of the ORC'S, he says, "Take your shred looking ass home to Fiona." Like, it was a badass funny moment. There was a lot of commentary. There was a lot of hilarious moments. Now some of it was kind of corny, that they were like kind of trying too hard. The music was pretty good as well, and they were really just I really do think they kind of took some vibes from Suicide Squad in this one as well as Training Day, because that's what really reminded me of it. It was just like it was like Training Day and Suicide Squad mixed with Sincera Chronicles mixed with Bad Boys is really what. And I keep saying that because that's the closest thing I know how to describe this movie. Now, again, throughout the entire movie, and then later on at the end, you find out that Will Smith is a Bright, and they get accommodations and they get medals and awards, and they got lied to the feds, they get cleared, and at the end of the movie, he sees, the one Tika, which was the elf woman that saved Nick's character, which was the orc character, and he got brought back, and so that reunited him with his own people, and he was able to actually like be an orc. He was actually able to get respect from humans as well as his own kind, and he really was like she brought me back. That's a prophecy, and so like we all thought like she was dead at the end of the movie, so she may not be dead because she was in the crowd, and when they were having their medals presented to them, they were actually being shown, and Will Smith's character saw her, and that's pretty much how it ended. And now, what do I rank this movie? I rank this probably a 7.5 out of 10. Now, the reason why I say that is because there were some that they shouldn't have put in this movie. They really shouldn't have, like, just like the drama. There's some things that they did not put in this movie. Like, there was a part from the trailer where he's like, that's the greatest love song ever. He says, well, I feel bad for a whole lot of orc ladies. That wasn't in there. I was really looking forward to that comment, as well as a few other comments that was in the trailers and not into the movie. That I was really hoping to see, and it was just kind of boring, and it was just, I don't know, guys. It was really, some of it was kind of boring. I mean, it was like, like Anne was gonna pick up, and it was really like throughout the middle of the movie, you were actually getting into it. I mean, I was getting into it. And it was like, yeah, I can't wait to see what happens next. And like, but through the beginning of it, it was just like, like real kind of. It was like, dude, like this. It's like I feel like I'm watching Training Day or I'm watching Suicide Squad again. It's like I want to see something different. And that's what I think they really brought to this film. That there was just so much that they put into this film that really reminded me of all these movies, which ain't a bad thing. It's just like I felt like they were trying too hard to kind of create this world, but it was an interesting world because they brought fairies, they brought orcs, they brought elves, they brought, just this different society of different fairy tales, and different legends that we have heard throughout lifetimes, like, the Sahara Chronicles or possibly Shadowhunters or just these worlds that we hear from all the time throughout the stories of history within, books or media or anything of that nature. And it's really interesting that they went above and beyond to actually show, if this was actually in the world, this is probably how it would be. Like you'd have your your high society, you have your middle class, and you have your low class, no matter what species you may be. And it was actually really interesting because I thought it actually was really spot on, because they actually put, because like they had like this one scene where the elves, they were high class, they had the amazing clothing, the amazing cars, buildings, and Will Smith is like even the chauffeur, even the chauffeurs are snobs, and it was really crazy because they automatically put that personification onto elves, that they were not nothing but snobs, that they just care nothing about themselves. They were good looking and pretty and all that, and they care nothing about stuff. Then you got the orcs, that's like the heavy metal group, and gangsters and things of that nature. And then you have the humans, and they do whatever. And then you have the fairies, which are annoyance, and then then they have the Brights, which are spellcasters, which can hold on to wands, which again can do anything they wanted. So I thought it was a really cool movie. I hope they make another one. I'll be surprised if they do, because then I've seen a lot of clash over this movie. If it's been, like, oh, it sucked, or it wasn't the best movie, or they tried too hard, or whatever, because there's a lot of issues with this movie that people are going to actually bring up, to saying, that they shouldn't put all this in there or this in there. But personally, I think everything was good. There were some things in there I probably would have changed, like some of the gunfight scenes I would have changed. Some of the dialogue I would have changed. Some of the I would have put more characters in there, and definitely for the characters, like more fairies. I would have put probably like more species in there that we would have been able to see throughout the centuries and the mythology and everything like that. Sorry guys, got like a message on my phone. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you guys did, please leave a like as well. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Also, let me know what you guys think about the movie. If you did see it in the comments down below, let me know if you liked it. If you hated it, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you would have liked about it, what you did not like about it. Personally, I didn't see a whole lot wrong with this movie. There was a few things wrong with the movie that I probably wouldn't have wanted in the movie, but again, that's just my take on it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll be seeing you guys on the next one. Peace and take care.